Hello everyone, Siley here, welcome back to another episode of Decidedly Vanilla Season 5. It is episode 13, and today we're finally going to be moving out of our temporary hobbit hole that we have set up right there, the super janky area that we've been living in up until this point in the series, and we're finally going to be moving into our proper base area in that mountainside over there. There's quite a bit of work to be done, but that is perfectly fine. We can probably get most, if not all of that done in this episode. And I just hope that you guys are having a great day, because I'm having a super good day. I'm just really enjoying recording these episodes and having a good time, just, you know, hanging out with you guys on this series. And I hope you guys are enjoying the series as well. Please do let me know your thoughts about it. Anything I can improve upon, anything I should try out, because we are on Java Edition now, and you know, I'm just having a great time on Java, really. New platform, so many new possibilities, and just so much fun to be had. So if you guys haven't seen the last episode, we did an insane amount of in-city raiding, about 7 or so hours. I think it was 8 hours actually of in-city raiding, 21 in-cities, and we have an absolutely ludicrous amount of loot. This was like the thumbnail of the last episode. Yeah, so we got all of this crazy stuff in there, all of this crazy stuff, all of this amazing stuff. Yeah, 14 elytras, over 10 stacks of shulker shells. We are set for a while. Now, in between episodes, there was actually a really nice thunderstorm in which I took full, advantage of. So if we stand up on this hill right here, we can see several things. We can see this glowing guy, that one over there, and also that one over there. So now we have a total of 5 charged creepers. And while that was all happening, there was also, you know, spider jockeys running around, and the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse spawned in. So we actually got ourselves a skeleton horse head, because I accidentally killed 2 of them. And the other 2 are just kind of hanging out in here, having fun times. But yeah, that's kind of like the main thing that happened. Other than that, I've been doing a lot of work with villagers. So this breeder actually has not been working since 1.13.1. So I kind of tore out all the doors on the iron farm, so that's no longer working. Also went ahead and added just a bunch more doors down here. So now we got like 30 doors underneath this thing, and that seems to be allowing it to work. There's a bunch of guys in there, there's a bunch of guys in here, but there should be even more. The reason being is that I think lightning hit in here and just wiped out like probably about 30 or so villagers. Which isn't great, and that's why we have a really giant lightning shield over this thing now, and also magma blocks around the edges to kill the zombies. So the first thing that we actually need to do to our base today is actually make it livable. So right now, it's basically completely bare bones. However, we do have our storage system and our little pool in here set up. So, I mean, that's a pretty decent start. The storage system is definitely going to help us out with all of our future projects. That's pretty much why we did it first. But there's really nothing else in here whatsoever. Again, we have our pool with our pigmen, we got our portals, and like that's about it. So we need to set up like a bedroom, we need to set up some sort of enchanting area, and we also need to set up a super smelter. Those are like the things that you need to be able to survive in this game, at least for me. So yeah, we need to do a little bit of planning. So I mined out these areas right here for where we'll probably be putting the super smelter, and then this one's probably going to be for a auto brewer, which we will get to at another time. And I also kind of mined out the upper areas of the base. Now, this isn't completely mined out, but it's a good visualization of the area that we got. So I'm not sure what we're going to be doing with this entire back wall over here. However, I think this right here is going to be where we have our villager trading hall. It's right above our sorting system, which is pretty convenient. Go down there, grab all the crops from our farms, pop back up here, and then we can trade with our villagers, and that should be working out pretty well. So I need to poke around and just kind of figure out where I want to put the enchanter and where I also want to put the bedroom as well. So it is now the next day. I had a little bit of problems with Minecraft not letting me join servers for some reason, but apparently that is all resolved now, which is really convenient. I've actually done quite a bit of work on this upper area. As you can see, we got a whole bunch of like guidelines, mined out this whole room right here, mined out a little bit on that backside as well. And yeah, let's just go through the general plan. This is all general plan and no actual specifics right now. Still a lot to figure out, but we can do that in due time. So we're going to reroute this staircase right here because it's terrible and ugly and disgusting. And we're going to have it come from like this direction right here. So you'll walk in, you'll be in a nice hallway. You'll get to this kind of like center point right here. hallway to your left going to the villager trading hall, and then a room to your right for all of our enchanting and our blacksmith as well. And then this is just going to be another staircase going down to the main floor as well. This is apparently a 7 wide hallway. Don't know why that is, but okay. But yeah, like I said, this is going to be the villager trading hall right here. We can push this wall back a few more blocks because that's going to be kind of necessary. It looks kind of weird being super wide and not that deep. But yeah, we're right above the storage system right now, and we're actually going to have an elevator going down and an elevator going up from our storage system as well, so that we can grab all of our crops to trade to our villagers and whatnot, you know, just storage and villagers, things that should be very close to each other. So we also have this massive room right here and this massive room right here as well. No idea what we're actually going to do with these ones. However, the possibilities are endless. We can actually fit something big in this area. Not entirely sure what that's going to be. Maybe a dual potion brewing system in here for just really fast potion brewing output. That's actually not a bad idea. I just came up with that. I was thinking of doing a small potion brewer down by the storage system, but this might actually be a better area for it. Interesting. Maybe let me know down below what you think we can put in these areas here, because not entirely sure. Not really going to be putting farms up here. But we also have this little room right here, and also this room on the other side. I'm thinking I'll probably use one of these for like the bedroom, where we actually, you know, set our spawn, where we hang out and just like chill and like, yeah, just basically just a bed. That's literally going to be the purpose of this room. So I guess I actually do have an idea for this room right here. So we have all of our death mementos that we've been keeping for every single death on the series so far. I think right now we're up to about 22 deaths. And the last of which was in episode 7 when we died like 5 times to the dragon. that was not very professional at all. However, yeah, we do need a place to display all of our death mementos and also just all of our mementos in general. So I think this room would be a pretty great thing for that. Cool. So there we go. We got like a 4 wide entrance. Not the greatest. Everything's got to be uneven, but whatever. We can worry about that later. Yeah, so now we just need like a use for this room over here, but again, we can worry about that later as well. What we're going to do right now is set up our blacksmith / enchanting room, and this is where we're going to be storing all of our enchantment books, all of our gear, all of our armor, and that's why it's in nice close proximity to our villager trading hall over there. So, ooh, wow, 35 levels to put Silk Touch on our axe. Is it worth it? I'm breaking 3, sharpness 5, efficiency 5, mending Silk Touch. I think it's definitely worth it. Yep, that 35 levels was definitely worth it. So currently on Java Edition, there are 34 different types of enchantments, and that is excluding all the different levels of the enchantments. So that means that if we want a true enchanter, we have to have 34 different double chests available for all the different enchantments. So I've laid out 2 different kind of layouts here, and they're all going to be double chests with signs or some sort of labels. And as you can see, we got this side over here where we bump in the enchantment table by 1 so that we can have double chests. And then this side over here, we also have another 17 chests, just in a different layout. So there's pros and cons to both of these. So this one, we would have to have 2 labels on the same sign. Like the top one would be for what's in the top chest, bottom one for what's in the bottom chest. That means that there's half as many signs, which is kind of nice, and there's easy access to all the chests, which is also kind of nice. And with this one, there's just going to be a bunch of signs all over the place. I guess theoretically, we could have like one sign here in the center for like what's going to the right, what's going to the left, and what's going to the bottom, but that excludes these ones. I do like the layout of this one maybe a little bit better. It's got some shape to it. It's got some character, which is cool, but kind of feeling this one a little bit more. Also brings in this enchantment table in the corner just a little bit closer to the center so that everything feels a little bit more cozy. So this, I think, is going to be the layout for our enchanting side of things. Decoration will, of course, come out another time, but yeah, this is just how it is at the moment. So I'm going to kind of replicate this side over to this side, and then we can start on like the blacksmith side of things. So we're going to have like a forge or something right here, I would assume. I don't really know. We'll figure it out, but then we'll have a little bit of storage to either side of that as well. And after saying all that, I notice a problem. Symmetry is not a thing in this room anymore. This is 7 wide, there's 3 to the left, 4 to the right. It's a problem. We gotta move, I guess, this enchanter 1 block this way, which means that these ones are, well, I guess these can still be double chests because I gave myself a little bit of leeway with this wall right here for decoration. I just figured that would be a good idea. So yeah, we need to move this 1 block all that way, and same for the other side as well, I guess. So it's a while later now, and I got the general layout of this room completely done. I know, it's completely ugly, that thing is disgusting and just the worst thing ever. Don't worry, we're gonna come back through in the next episode, actually start decorating the base. But as of now, the general layout and the general feel of the room is how it should be. So we have 17 double chests on either side of the room for all of the different enchantment books that we're going to be storing, a couple different enchantment table in the center, and then we have 4 double chests here in the back for shovels, axes, pickaxes, and swords, helmets, chest plates, pants, and boots. All the additional armor that we're going to be creating will be stored in here, and this just, it's right next to all of our different enchantment books, so super easy, just central location to do everything enchanting-wise. And yeah, like I said, we'll come back through here in the next episode, iron out the fine details, fill up all these chests, make the labels as well, and actually get this place decorated. So the next project that we actually need to work on is building ourselves a super smelter, and that's going to be going down by our storage system. Just make ourselves a stack of furnaces real quick. I'm thinking we're probably just going to do a 32 furnace array. I know I just made like 64 of these, but whatever, shut up, we'll need them eventually. Yeah, so we're going to be putting our super smelter in this room right here, just because it's right next to our storage system. Everything we smelt, we can put into storage. All of our fuel, we can put into the smelter. It's just good to have next to your storage. Don't need to run back and forth a whole bunch. But yeah, this is pretty good room. So again, I'm thinking a 32 furnace array should be fine. I'm gonna go ahead and try and lay this out right now, I guess. And we are gonna be doing quite a bit of smelting in this series, just because we'll be using a lot of nether brick, red nether brick, stuff like that. But I think a 32 furnace should be fine. Now that is what, a 21 furnace array? Yeah, so we're gonna need a slightly bigger room. And here is the general size of our smelting array. Because this back wall here is an odd number, it's actually gonna be a 33 furnace array, which is perfectly fine by me. That should be more furnaces than we ever really need. And if not, then there's plenty of room to the side and to the back as well, where we can, expand this out into a 64 furnace or something like that. So we're actually going to be building a slightly modified version of the super smelters that you guys might normally be familiar with building in your own worlds. And that is because furnaces now store experience. I'm sure a lot of you know about this, but basically you can smelt like 1,000 stacks of items, take out one singular item, and then you'll get XP from all of those 1,000 stacks of items, which is really, really convenient. So we're going to be building up a slightly modified version of the standard super smelter. And here we are on my completely not corrupted Java super flat. And here is the modified super smelter that we're going to be building today. So there's 2 small modifications to this. One is the row of redstone torches underneath all these furnaces and hoppers here. When they're off, all the items that get smelted will go into that chest. And when they are on, none of the items will go into the hoppers, meaning that we can take them out and get all the experience stored in the furnace, which is pretty lovely. The second thing is this modification right here. So anytime we got items to smelt, we can just throw them into that chest right there. They will sink down into the hopper and then fill up this minecart. So we don't have to wait for the minecart to come back, fill it up manually, or have a very inefficient, hopper on top of this. So yeah, that's pretty nice. And then we can also access the fuel minecart in the back here, so we can just insert, bucket loads of fuel very, very quickly. Bucket loads doesn't make sense, but as you can see, this thing stops until it gets loaded up all the way, and then it goes back on its way and fills up all the furnaces with stuff to be smelted. Pretty lovely little system. So let's get to building this on the decidedly vanilla server. So the furnace array is now functionally complete. There is, you know, the building aspect of it. The aesthetics need to be done. But that's a thing for another time. As I keep saying, next episode we're gonna get all the aesthetics in this base more or less started. So we can go ahead and give this thing a little bit of a test run. We'll throw all of this coal into there, stacking 35, and we're gonna throw 3 sets of 37 cobblestone in here. That should be 3 passes. And the reason why we're doing 37 is because this is now a 37 smelting array, 37 furnaces. I wanted this to be a 5 wide gap, so I ended up having to put 7 furnaces at the back. So now it's 37 furnaces, which is pretty cool. And we can go ahead and press the button. Boom, that'll send everything on its way. It looks like I missed the first one. It's because there's some rail in there, and everything else is pretty good. I'm liking it. So, you may notice one little extra bit that was in the time lapse, and this is an automatic stopping feature for when this doesn't have anything in it. So, as you can see, this thing should now stop, and there we go. We don't have to do anything. That is not because of this button, because as you saw, it kept bouncing back and forth. So this thing now has nothing in it. We can go up here and check out what's happening. So, basically, when this has something in it and it coasts over this detector rail right here, it's going to activate this comparator, activate the repeater, activate the dust, power the rail, sending it back. And that's just enough delay for it to hit there and then get sent back if it has anything in it. Because it has nothing in it, it does not get sent back on its way. We do need to figure out, I guess, some sort of system for this thing to have it be permanently powered, but I don't think that's too big of a deal. Once we get all these furnaces filled up with fuel and all the hoppers behind them filled up with a stack of fuel as well, won't be a problem if this thing doesn't keep going back and forth all the time. So it is now a couple hours later after a live stream, and Nashcrafter and Mythical Sausage kind of went on a adventure to raid the Nether Fortress, get some more Wither Skulls for a Wither fight, of course. And both kind of died, and Nashcrafter lost her pickaxe and her elytra. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace her pickaxe for her because I got too many of these things. I actually need to get rid of them. Like, they're doing me a favor here, I swear. Go ahead and throw that on there. That's 3 levels, not too bad. That is 6 levels, and that's pretty much all there is to it. So she also lost her elytra, but I guess she's gonna let me know if she wants a spare one, because we kind of sell those. I don't know, but if she wants one, more than willing to give her one. So like I said, I just got done doing a live stream and we did a whole bunch of resource gathering. So we got a double chest of netherrack, and we also got ourselves a double chest of sand, which is really, really convenient and very useful for our future building projects. Let's go ahead and find ourselves a little bit of coal so we can actually smelt this stuff down. I should have some in one of these chests somewhere. One thing that we're also going to do to make the efficiency of our storage system a little bit better is put in some extra items in the, let's see, filters. We're going to put in a few extra items in the back hoppers that fill up with fuel so that only ever a stack of fuel will be backlogged. So filters, I cannot speak and type at the same time. This is something that I should know about myself, but I really don't, apparently. Anyway, what are we actually doing? We are putting 4 items into each of these back hoppers right here. That way only ever 1 stack of things can ever fill up in here. Otherwise we can get like 5 stacks of fuel in here, and that's just completely unnecessary. Okay, so the items are now in all of the hoppers back there. It took 2.5 stacks, so I had to rename a few more items. But I guess now we can actually do our first full test of this thing. So let's go ahead and put in just an absurd amount of coal. That should do it right there. And then we can go ahead and load up. Let's just load up this thing directly. Cool, so just like that. And load it up with the rest of this netherrack as well. Boom. And that is a full thing. So go ahead and press the button, and that should start smelting. Why does this one not smelt? I'm really curious about that. Like, it hasn't smelted the first time that we did it. Doesn't smelt the second time. It waits for this to come back around. Or does it? Okay, now it's smelting. Why? I don't understand it. Oh, wait. This, okay, that makes sense. This right here needs to be a slab because that detector rail is powering the block, powering the hopper. Ah, that makes sense, that makes sense. I need to switch that out for a slab. So the first test run of this thing was a complete success. Everything got smelted very quickly. I just had to switch it to a dual output because the one hopper in the center there was getting backed up from taking in items from both sides, but that's perfectly fine. We'll finish up this room in the next episode when we actually do decoration and stuff like that. But the final project for this episode is actually going to be figuring out what goes into every single one of these 48 double chests and our multi-item sorting system, because we have not done that yet. So they all just have stone in them as a placeholder. So yeah, we need to figure out how we're gonna basically store the majority of all of our items. It's gonna take a very long time, and I have no idea how I'm gonna do this. Oh my god. What? How? What just happened? We just fell through like a wormhole from Java Edition to Bedrock? What? Why? And now we're in silent survival? Why does everything look so gross? Like, everything looks so much nicer on console. Everything was so much nicer on console. But I guess here's our multi-item sorting system from Silent Survival, our previous Let's Play series, the Solo Console Edition. And yeah, this is kind of like the layouts that we got for all of our different chests in our multi-item sorter. What we can kind of do, I suppose, is somewhat copy-paste this from our previous world into our new world. Wow, everything is like so bright on Bedrock. The graphics are not that nice. I really prefer console and Java graphics. So everything is just like so ultra bright. It's not very nice. But yeah, this is actually pretty convenient. Falling through a wormhole. Don't know how I'm gonna get back to Society Vanilla, but I guess maybe killing myself, falling to my death. I mean, there is a whole bunch of lava down here. Yeah, I'll just kind of, you know, take screenshots of all of this stuff and then hop into some lava and see what happens. So it has been a while, and I've just been working on packing up items from our temporary base and bringing them over here to the Goliathan 3.0, I guess we're calling it. So we have 22 shulker boxes just full of random things, blocks, items, mob drops, apparently a full thing of bone blocks, and just, you know, all the random junk that we have. And then we have 20 shulker boxes full of apparently valuables. And yeah, as you can see, there's just like a lot of different things, which I don't really like that we have so many valuables. This is stressful. I'm not a fan of this, but as you can see, yeah, this is why I was trying to downsize on all these random gear that we have, because we just have way too much stuff. It literally is taking up too much room. I had to steal shulker boxes from our own shop in order to get all of this over here in one trip. It's absolutely ridiculous, but now I have to actually work on getting all of this into there, and this is going to take me all night. I will see you guys tomorrow. That took an absolute age, but it is pretty much all sorted now. There's still a few more things that we need to sort, but that is for another time. As you can see, all these things have items in the item frames. All the things have items in the chests as well. The items in the frames are pretty much just indicators for the general items that will be stored. You know, gold for gold, shulker boxes for shulker boxes, per for end items, chests for random whatnots. We got glass for glass, and so on and so forth. Because we don't have a whole bunch of item filters everywhere else, like how we had in Silent Survival, I went ahead and dedicated like 2 chests to like nether stuff and 2 chests of wood as well, a whole chest of like prismarine and the coral stuff as well. So yeah, we're doing pretty good on the storage. I didn't necessarily directly rip anything from Silent Survival, just like the general idea. Except this one over here. This was pretty much directly ripped because it's a very nice layout for all the mob drops, all the potion ingredients, and also all the crops and dyes and flowers and whatnot. So this one's pretty awesome. Super happy with that. Yeah, we have just everything sorted now. It took forever. So as you can see, there's a few that don't have items in them. So like these 6 chests right here and this one up here don't have items in there. Let me know in the comments what you think we should store there. And maybe doubles of some things that we get a lot of. Not entirely sure. But we do need to make a box for the nautical stuff, for potions, maybe some sort of storage for the mob heads, and also some place for the mementos. But I feel like these 2 are going to be upstairs on the 2nd floor. So yeah, I know it's been a little bit of a slower episode, but we got a lot of work done on the world, and this is really going to help us out and the long term for the series. The storage is pretty much completely done now. It's amazing. Next episode, we're gonna start decorating this place and making it look actually half decent and all purty and stuff. And yeah, thank you all ever so much for watching. I really do hope that you did enjoy. Make sure you leave a like on the video and let me know your thoughts about this episode down in the comment section. I'll see you down in the comments and in the next video. And then there was silence.